Hello, and welcome to Stretching the Word. I'm your host, Sister Valerie, and not today, devil, just not this year. I appreciate you all viewing me. I'm saying I appreciate you all watching me. I appreciate you all looking on the different social medias and seeing the video. I really appreciate that. I also appreciate the prayers, because if you ever did anything for the Lord, you know the enemy is always going to try to step in, discourage, do what he can to just not let you go forth. So I appreciate your prayers. Sister Valerie, appreciate them so much. But today I want to talk about your view, the way you see stuff, the way I see stuff. You know, I can see real good with my glasses on. But then if I was to take them off, I couldn't see quite as well. Well, when we view things in the natural, you know, whether you got 20/20 natural vision or you got 20/20 with your glasses on, you can see that. You know, you say, yeah, I can see him way from over here. You might say, you know, sometimes you get up and you might not want to really iron your clothes or something. You be like, well, how does this look? And they be like, girl, I see that wrinkle from way over here. Yeah, you need to hit that with the iron, because I can see that. I can view that. So what is our view? What do we see? Do we see the devil? Can we see the entrapments of the enemy? Can we see the snares and the traps of the enemy? Because we can see, you know, we see good in the natural, but it's not so much the natural. Yeah, I know you be walking. Sometimes even when you be walking, and sometimes I had a little hump in the sidewalk, and you don't see it, you know. But sometimes you be walking and your view is straight, and you be focused, and you can see it before you get there. But if you just walking and hurrying along and you're not paying no attention, and you know you didn't have that hump in your view, you didn't have it in your sight, you didn't see that hump in the sidewalk, so you kind of boom boom and stumble over it. But when you are focused and your view is narrow, you know, you're not looking to the left, you're not looking to the right, you just, you know, you focus. You just walking along and you're not talking to nobody, you focused on where you're going. Then you see everything. You see things in front of you. You can see the devil as he try to set up them traps. You see the pitfalls. So when we view the devil and we see him and have him in our sight, then what are we supposed to do? You know, you don't keep going and know you ain't got no power. Nah, see what I said there? You don't keep going and know you don't have no power, because you know you're going to fall right into that trap. You know you're going to fall into that snare. You saw it, but you didn't have no power to avoid it. But when you see the devil, you see, and that's our job, to see the snares, the traps, the blockades that he's trying to put up. Well, no, we can't see them all the time in our natural eyes, but you know, sometimes you can see the devil coming, as they say. Because sometimes, you know, that person, you already know they ain't no good. So your view, yeah, okay, here come the devil. Let's see what he gonna try to snare me up into today. He not gonna, you know, trap me by my words today. He not gonna entrap me into falling for the okie doke today, because I'm not going there. And that's the way our view is supposed to be. That's the way our sight is supposed to be. You know, in Mark 8 and chapter in verses 22 through 25. It's a story there about a blind man, and Jesus was healing the blind man. You know, the first time, you know, Jesus did what he did, and, you know, he stepped back and he said, well, you know, how do you see? What do you see? And the previous blind man, who was previously blind, he said, well, you know, I see people, but they look like trees, you know. So in other words, he wasn't seeing too clearly. And sometimes we don't see the devil too clearly. But then Jesus did what? Jesus laid his hands on him again. And then he could totally see clear. He could see clear everything. If we can't see the devil clear the first time, you know, it's all right. It's all right, you know, the fall into the trap and the snare, because we don't be, what did I say? We don't be focused. We don't have our view straight. But then ain't no sense in keep falling over the same thing, falling over the same thing, falling over the same thing. If I walk down a block and I know that sidewalk got a hump in it, and I come down this street every day, I got two choices to make. I can walk on the other side of the street, or I can stay on the same side of the street, and guess what? Lift my feet up and go over that hump in the sidewalk. So if we don't see the devil the first time, if we don't see the enemy the first time clearly, then we need to say, you know what, Lord, I missed it that time. Help me. I need a clearer view. Open up my eyes in the spirit so I can see clearly. I need to see clearly, Jesus. I don't need to be blind in the spirit. You know, even in the natural sense, when somebody is totally blind, they have what? They have somebody leading them. So even if we totally blind, the Holy Spirit will yet lead and guide us. But we can't act like we know where we're going, and then we bumping all into the wall, you know, blind person, leave me alone, I know what I'm doing. And no, they can't see nothing. And then they walking all out in the street, you know, cars and whatnot, beep, beep, and they about to get hit because they too proud to ask. You know, if our view is not clear, then we need to say, Lord, open up my eyes so I can see the snares, the traps, and the entrapments of the enemy. Because it's too late in the day for us to keep falling in the same pit, stumbling over the same thing. We cannot keep stumbling. The church, the believers of Christ, the disciples of Christ, we cannot keep stumbling over the same thing. We can't keep arguing about the same thing. And God knows, I pray, we're not arguing over the same petty issues. You know, well, who baptized you? You know, they was going through that in the Bible days. I hope we still not going through that. Well, you know, who you with? Well, I'm with him. Who? No, girl, that ain't that. You know, he don't teach like. Okay, I pray God we over that. What you wearing? No, you can't wear that. I pray God we over that. Let's be able to see what we need to see, and we should have our view on the devil. We should have our sight focused on the enemy. So, keep your view on the devil where you can see where he's at, what he's doing, and what he's trying to do to you.